Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good whatever it is, wherever you are, anywhere in the entire world. And we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV and the Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. And this podcast can be found all over the internet, Stitcher, iTunes, Podbean. Oh my goodness. Our native platform is Spreaker at Spreaker.com. And wherever you get your podcasts, just about, we're almost everywhere. We're not on iHeartRadio just yet, but we are waiting. They said it takes about 8 weeks. It's been a little bit longer than that, but we are waiting because soon we will also be on iHeartRadio. And we have a very incredible person here. Very excited in my new studio. We have our first interview in our new studio. And we have a guy here from Abate. We're going to talk about him a little bit. And we're going to talk about this thing called Abate and what is Abate and what does it do? Because I really, I've heard about Abate, but what does Abate really do? So we're just going to spend a little bit of time with this fella here and talk a little bit about what he does and what his mission is and get to know him a little bit. And hopefully we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we have here, I know, you get to say it. We have Hot Rod here. And Hot Rod, what's your real name?
Roderick.
Do you go by your real name? Or
No.
Are we not allowed to say your real name? Because we don't do that in the biker world. I don't even know why I said that. But that's because when we were practicing, you said Roderick. That's why.
Well.
Yeah, I'm blaming this on you.
Okay.
So, Hot Rod, where are you from? Talk to me.
I'm from Maybe, Michigan.
Maybe.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Spelled the same way?
Double E.
Oh, my God. There was a GMG1 Maybe, MAYBEE, that was my boot camp company commander.
Oh, yes, right. You were in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
That's Department of the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I don't think so. About the Department of the... Oh, we got a salty Marine here. I hope we don't, get into it. And then he's all buffed up and everything.
Right.
So, yeah, GMG1 Maybe. Oh my God, I hated boot camp. It was so terrible for me.
I fell right in.
Did you?
I come from a tough family. There was 9 of us.
I didn't say it was tough. I said it was terrible.
It fit right in.
Yeah, the Marine Corps might have been tough. We'd sit up and laugh at you guys as you were...
I had a brother who was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys' boot camp was hell.
One day I did ask him, you know what they say, Navy, Marine Corps, just if you want to find some Marines, go to the men's side.
Oh, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
We say...
You might want to say
we
something.
Say, jarheads, first to try, first to die. But, But I thank you for your service.
No, thanks.
You went in through the Vietnam time, right?
74 to 77.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I was shipping home some of the guys that lost their lives over there when I was stationed in Okinawa.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it.
It was awful. It was, I am passenger transportation, and we household goods or movements or... When flight guys would come in, land their F-4s, and then they needed to get home, I would write up their tickets. We worked 24 on and 24 off, and I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, so I had pretty good.
So, you have a little discipline, and you've been through a few things out there. And you got some kids, right? You got
4 boys.
4 boys?
Lost one in a motorcycle accident, and that's part of my motivation for doing this awareness that I'm doing now.
Oh, my goodness, that's terrible. We're not supposed to outlive our kids. So I met your son, Lance, just a few minutes ago. Real proud of him you are.
Oh, hopefully he'll be doing some heating and cooling for you.
Yes.
As Visa.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just, thankful to meet your family and that you'd bring him here and everything, which is another story, how you even got over here, because how did you get here to the studio today? What's the story behind that? Well, I think it's kind of cool.
Well, I was in Missouri.
Mm-hmm. And, Missouri. He was in Missouri a few hours ago, right?
Yeah, and my granddaughter had a soccer match. So we were only 700 some out. So I'm like, hey, let's run over and go see Lance. So the wife is like, I'm in. So we drove last night for 12 hours, and believe me, I could feel it when I got done. It was not good for a 64-year-old riding 12 hours. It doesn't work, even with the diesel and as far as you can go. So we had to make some pit stops, and we got here, and first thing that crossed my mind was, you know what? I've heard from Insane Throttle that this guy named Black Dragon is coming to Michigan with him. And I'm like, really? He's right here. So when I had contacted John earlier, he said, yeah, I'm in Johns Creek. I said, you're kidding, man. My boy lives in Johns Creek. And he's like, I called him, and he was kind enough to have me here and talk about Abate.
Supreme honor. So I just wanted to know. So everyone, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but Abate is having a big thing. Summerfest up in Michigan, Wolverine, Michigan. Mm-hmm. And I've been invited to come up and hang out. And so I'm going to ride up and take the route or whatever. And so many people have said they're going to do it with us, going to go up with us. So big shindig. So it was really cool to have Abate come in, and Abate representative. And we're going to talk a little bit about.
Well, you guys all know he's a member of Abate.
Yeah,
so he's got to learn the ropes. It's as much as he's been through
the
world.
There's something to learn?
And things he's done.
I don't want to learn anything.
You can throw something more at him. So.
Oh, my goodness, there's some things to learn. Okay, so I'm a member of Abate now. Join Abate. Black Dragon said so. Okay, so let's talk about you for a little bit first.
Okay.
How long have you been riding motorcycles?
Since 1971.
Wow. The Black Sabbath wasn't even born until 72.
I graduated out of high school in
Holy
72.
moly, you've been riding longer than my motorcycle club's been around.
Well.
Holy moly, 46 years,
mm-hmm.
47 years, 40, almost 50 years. Lord. Okay. So what was your first motorcycle?
A 100 Kawasaki.
Mine was a 125 Yamaha.
Oh, you had more money than me.
Well, my dad did. But actually, my first bike was a Honda ATC 50. Or no, actually, it was a mini bike, Mini Trail, Honda Mini Trail. Then the ATC 50, and then the three-wheeler 50. Mm-hmm. Remember that thing?
Oh, absolutely. Killer machine.
Yeah, and killed people machine.
Yeah.
So what got you into motorcycles?
Well, that's a good story. Through the years, as I progressed in age, working at Ford Motor Company and hired right in as soon as I got out of high school, and I didn't have time for anything other than raising a family with 4 sons, and just got out of the Corps. It was time to make my mark.
Back when they were paying $50 an hour just to make
$4.57 is what I started with Ford Motor Company.
Holy moly!
And ended up putting in 33 and a half years, and shop steward in the union, and ESSP, which cares for members of Ford Motor Company that have problems with divorces, drugs, alcohol. I made many visits to going back and forth, see judges and prosecutors to help make out deals to help our members from mm-hmm. Ford Motor Company. And then I got involved.
Just like the military ombudsman.
Pretty much, and everything was HEPA. I mean, rules, you can't discuss anything, with their family lives. And I've learned over the years that men do cry. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some pretty good stuff that you have to deal with that you're not accustomed to, because I'm rough and tumble. And when I found out that men have feelings, I decided that this was trained. I have a certificate, and I fell in with it. Okay.
So not only did you take care of your brothers and stuff when you were in the Marine Corps, but you took care of your brothers over at the motor company.
Very well, actually.
And sisters.
Yeah, because you get elected 3 times, you did something right.
Yeah. Okay, so career of service, and you had 4 boys, and so now what brings you into Abate? What makes you decide to continue serving?
Well, here's the best part about that. Riding, when I used to travel with the wife and we'd get on the bike, we would go anywhere and everywhere we wanted to. Wore a vest. It would have Harley Davidson Big Eagle on the back and everything. Everything was fine. Never had an issue. Never did anything. Well, my son, who got into the Iron Coffins Motorcycle Club, he was their sergeant at arms. And after I went to a few events, and they say, "Pops, there's a guy. I know you don't want to be a club guy, but how would you like to hook up with this abate unit? I'm like, well, what the hell is that, And he said, well, it's American Bikers Aim Towards Education type thing. Their legislation and bikers' rights and that. And I'm like,
American Bikers Aimed Towards Education.
Absolutely.
That's abate.
That's abate.
American Bikers Aimed Towards Education. I know that now. I'm a member.
That's right.
All right.
And that just progressed as we got going, and I went up through the ranks pretty fast in abate. And started out as awareness coordinator in our region for teaching classes and doing things, and that led to me running for the board. I'm on the board of directors.
For all of abate?
Yes, for Abate of Michigan.
Okay. So what is abate? We know what it stands for, but what does it do?
Okay, that's a good question.
Okay.
Can I read this?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Abate, nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the rights and promoting the safe operating practices of Michigan motorcyclists. Abate of Michigan is a freedom of choice organization, believing that the rider is best able to decide the type of motorcycle to ride, the type and extent of safety gear worn. Our primary objective is to monitor motorcycle-related legislation and encourage all members to become politically involved. Through public forums, writing letters, meeting elected representatives of the Abate of Michigan members have the opportunity to speak their side of the issues and educate others on the needs of Michigan motorcyclists. Abate works to get legislation and funding for riders' education program through the state. These programs train thousands of new motorcycles each year. Courses are also offered to experienced rider. In addition, Abate members have staged, participate in events raising tens of thousands of dollars, collecting much-needed items such as food, clothing, and toys for local communities. Abate enables you to become educated both politically and in safe riding practices. Abate offers you activities and the brotherhood of fellow motorcyclists. Abate fights for the rights of all motorcyclists to ensure that we and our children will be able to enjoy the freedom we hold so dear. Abate is open to everyone 18 years old having an interest in preserving personal freedoms and sharing our goals. Owning a motorcycle is not necessary. Members will receive newsletters, stuff, and everything else, and we have a mission statement and a goal statement, which we just recently changed. I was part of the new mission statement, which is the distracted driving issue is so prevalent now and so bad that if someone is killed by a distracted driver on a motorcycle, we're fighting very hard to get stiffer penalties.
And what is a distracted driver?
On your cell phone, texting, you name it, not paying attention, those types of issues.
Okay. Wow. So we're not taking this anymore. This I was on my cell phone and your legs are gone and bygones be bygone. We want stiffer penalties.
Absolutely.
Wow. So you're looking for responsibility and drivership among drivers in terms of interacting with motorcycles and that sort of thing.
Whoever kill or maim a motorcyclist should have stiffer penalties. And the worst part about it is lawyers have the tendency to, I should say prosecutors, give up because they figure someone will sit out there and say, I didn't see you. Seriously? You didn't see me with my fog lamps and my gear on and my headlight and my loud pipes and you didn't see me? No, you were distracted. You turned left in front of me and you harmed me. So you got to pay.
Oh, man, I like it. So you told me that you do education. You go to schools and teach.
Right.
What do you go teach?
Well, the thing is, Dragon, is this type of thing right here is called a trifold. And this is the stuff we take into the classes with us. And in it has, it's called room on the road, visibility, intersections, passing, following distance, road hazards, lane usage, weather hazards, signaling, and then we give them a test. This is certified by the state of Michigan through the Department of State. And I go in and teach. Last year, through Abate of Michigan, we've taught 8,000 students.
Oh, wow. And so you're creating the next generation of driver.
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty amazing.
One of the hardest things we're having right now is dealing with the state. We just had a bill passed, as House Bill 4306, and it was designated to be for motorcycle awareness. We want billboards, look twice, save a life. We want yard signs, look twice, save a life. Motorcycles are everywhere. We hand these out to everywhere and everywhere we can. Anything I can do to save a life is what we're working at. Last year alone, after we got the House bill passed, they raised $275,000 from the state. You know what they did with that money?
No.
It's awful. They turned around and said they had to do a study. Instead of taking the money, which was designated for, and I have right here with me exactly what it was supposed to be on the House bill, what does that say right there? Read that, the yellow part.
The Secretary of State shall expend the money from the fund for the purpose of creating and maintaining a Look Twice, Save a Life program that promotes motorcycle awareness, safety, and education. That's what they're supposed to do with the money.
Yes.
They're supposed to have a program that promotes motorcycle awareness, safety, and education. So what did they do with the...
They took the money instead of letting us be on the board where they determine what to do with the money, and they turned around and said they're going to do a study. They gave it out to an organization to do a study, which we've already got from 5 different states that have done these studies. We know what works. Yard signs work, billboards work, PSAs work. I did a PSA with CBS Radio, and it was all about motorcycle awareness, how to save lives, how to look for us, how to don't make a left turn in front of us. That's our biggest nemesis.
Right.
And they didn't. So now we're almost to the point that we want to sue them because they just took the money and do what it was intended for. Is this another typical government organization that took our money?
Now, is that a law that you just handed me?
That's a bill. It's in writing.
Holy moly.
Right there.
257.312 Charlie of the Michigan Vehicle Code says what will be done with the money.
See right here, deposition money, Motorcycle Safety Education Awareness Fund.
Wow.
Isn't that awful?
So how much money was that? Do you know?
They had $275,000.
Yes, you said that. Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
What could we do with $275,000?
A lot.
In Pennsylvania alone, now I got the guys from Pennsylvania, Chuck Finnery, who gets 26,000 signs a year, yard signs. You know, they're on stakes, and they sit up there and they look like these, but they're bigger, and they can't, these are stickers that you would put on for like a police car, right? And they can't have any organization's name on them because it's against the law. See, it can't promote anything. It just says, look twice, save life, motorcycles are everywhere. Mm-hmm. It can't say Abate of Michigan on the bottom. That's just the public, because then you would want other organizations to do their things as well. So police, fire, everybody does that.
Wow.
But to get back to the money, I could make up signs. I could do a PSA for you. I go into classes. I wear all my gear. And I'm sorry I don't have my vest with me today, but it's got Abate on it, and it shows everything what we're all about. And if somebody says, like a young man just recently here, and I stopped at the Walmart on the way here because we wanted to get some candy. And he was riding his motorcycle, and I talked to him. I said, have you ever been into Abate, And he goes, nah, man. I said, but I heard of him. He was in Missouri. And I said, well, do you know what Abate is? He goes, yeah, that's a club. I said, man, it ain't a club. We look like, we dress like, we talk like, we act like we're in a club, but we're not a club. We are a non-profit organization preserving the rights of all motorcyclists. But people don't get that. When they see this, it's almost like profiling. Here you are. You're a biker.
Right.
So if I could get one quick story, and I know you might want to hit on profiling. Go ahead.
No, get your story. I'm listening.
The one that really gets me the most is the reason why we went down to Missouri was we were going to update on our timeshare. Right? So you got to sit down, do a little presentation. They go for an hour, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, who do they hook me up with? Now, ain't this kind of funny? Some dude come walking out. He's clean shaven, right? White dude. 3 necklaces. Built like a brick shit house. Walking like this. Because walking over, got alligator shoes on. Right? And he's going to tell me, hey, I got you. We made some rule changes, this and that. I could just smell this guy. I knew something wasn't right about him. He sits down at the table, we start talking, and he looks at me, he goes, Abate. He goes, oh, bikers. I goes, yeah. He goes, well, I'm a cop. I said, oh. I kind of kind of made it figure that. I mean, I profiled you. You do look like a police officer. He said, and you know the worst part of the short, a long story short, he couldn't look me in the eye. He side looked. He did all this. He couldn't, swear to God, he couldn't look me in the eye and tell me the truth that he was selling me something that was legit. That right there turned me off. And then I started getting my heart beating a little faster, and I had to get away from the guy because, and I asked him, I said, well, what do you think of profiling? Well, he said, we got police officers in every motorcycle club here in the state of Missouri. I said, for what reason? Well, you know, we got to keep up with them. They're out there selling drugs and doing stuff. I said, man, that's rotten, dude. There's so many good people out there that enjoy this life. You guys automatically think we're all bad. That's just awful. That was it. That's pretty much the end of our story. So I booked.
Yeah. Did you get your timeshare updated?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't give him none of my money.
I hear you. Yeah. So you do motorcycle rights, motorcycle education. Yeah. I'm trying to. Something's going on with my camera. It keeps running out of. There we go. You do motorcycle rights. You do motorcycle education. So let's talk about profiling. So this is part of motorcycle rights,
right?
So what kind of rights do you like? Is it true that in some states they have motorcycle only stops or what do you call them? Checkpoints.
Checkpoints.
I mean, is that true, or is that's something I've heard?
I'm not going to go that far and tell you something I don't know that much about. The Motorcycle Writers Foundations are heavy on this profiling deal. We have one senator and one congressman from Michigan. They're on the Motorcycle Committee Caucus, which has never been done before. Tim Walberg and Gary Peters, Senator Gary Peters. And here's just one deal where from the AMA in New York City, it seems as we're viewed as a pestilence. And this is being stopped. And it shows you about motorcycles and how they do things in New York, which is just flat out profiling. You got something on you, they're stopping you. This is a magazine from the American Motorcyclist deal. And
so the American Motorcycle Association has a magazine?
Yes,
okay.
AMA.
Okay.
And right. The MRF has a something they put out to the members of the MRF.
What does MRF stand for?
Motorcycle Writers Foundation.
Okay, so the AMA is the American Motorcyclist Association. Right. It's been around since
80s, 70s. I don't know.
No, it's been around since 1920 or something like that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's been around a while.
You know more than me on that. Like I said,
it's been around a minute.
Okay.
Maybe even earlier than that. So that's it. The AMA, and then the Motorcycle
Writers Foundation, MRF.
Motorcycle Writers Foundation. What are they? What do they do?
They're based in Washington, D.C., and they do everything they can to protect motorcycles' rights.
Okay. And you guys do the same kind of thing?
We're together. It's like Abate started MRF.
Okay.
And MRF now is stationed in Washington, D.C. At their own building.
Oh, so they're what do you call those folks? They're lobbyists.
Absolutely. They do everything they can to help motorcycle rights.
Okay. All right. So you guys have a lobbying arm?
Yes.
And you have okay, and so this profiling thing. What's going on with profiling? Is profiling a real problem? I talk about it a lot in my newsreels, but what do you guys see as an organization? What are you seeing with the trend of profiling when it comes to motorcyclists?
Personally, in the state of Michigan, we're very, very fortunate that we get along. And the club scene down there is very calm and cool. You never hear of anything happening to them. They're watched over by them boys. They're leaders. If you get out of line, they're gonna let you know. You don't do stupid shit. So I'm sorry.
No.
And
be yourself.
And the thing is, you never hear or see anything that happens to us in the state of Michigan, and we're very appreciative of that fact. But it's like insane. Hollywood says, a Leo will always be a Leo. And I called him last night, and I had a friend of mine who was an ex-cop, and he's right here. His name's Mario, and he has his own restaurants. And he said they actually promote you to do profiling in the police force.
Oh, Hollywood just had a guy on, an ex-police officer, the other day, just about a week or so ago, that admitted to that.
Right.
that he admitted to all kinds of things like fabrication of evidence and
absolutely,
and all this kind of stuff that he admitted to. So for those who don't know, what is a LEO?
Law enforcement officer.
So Leo is saying a law enforcement officer is a law enforcement officer is a law enforcement officer. And they have Leo motorcycle clubs and all sorts of things like that. So how does Abate figure it's going to help me, Black Dragon, with profiling as I'm rolling down the road and I get pulled over?
Because if you do get pulled over and you feel that you're profiled, try to get a video of it. You get it to us, we'll get it to the MRF. Those are the kind of examples we need to help protect the rights of your civil rights for being on the road and enjoying your way of life.
Understood. So, if I feel like I'm profiled, I need to get in touch with Abate.
Absolutely, or the MRF.
So, I often tell people, bikers, a lot of times I say, if you want to know what it's like to be profiled in black, put a patch on your back.
Right on.
And then you get a good example of what it's like to be pulled over for absolutely not a darn thing at all and questioned and treated crazy. So what about, do you have the kind of issues they're having in Texas, like where...
No.
Okay.
Not even close.
You're not seeing that.
I'm well aware of what's going on in Texas. And I remember when I was talking with a friend and they said, he goes, we could be pulled over if you have a logo of the Detroit Pistons on your back and riding a motorcycle. What's that? What are you doing here on this motorcycle? What do you got with you? We're going to search you, or we're going to check you out. And let me see all your registration, your license. And don't think they don't know you once they pull you over. They already did. They already scoped you. They know they know what time you go to the bathroom. So that's all crap.
It is. Well, I saw a video of one guy on YouTube, some kid they pulled over and made him give them pictures of his tattoo right there on the road. They told him, if you don't give us your tattoo pictures, we're gonna actually put you in jail. And I followed up on that. He actually sued the police officers. I don't know how much money he got because police officers, how much money do they have? But he sued the police officers individually. I don't know
civil lawsuit.
I don't know that he sued the state, but he did sue. I looked up the lawsuit, and at some point it went behind doors, So whatever the settlement was, it wasn't announced. But how much does a police officer have as compared to how much does the state have?
Right. Oh,
so I'm not sure if he sued the state, but I do know he sued those officers.
It's amazing in the time that I've been involved in more active and politically active, and to violate my civil rights, to tell me how I'm supposed to live in this world is beyond comprehension. Since when did I ask you how to dress or how to do your business?
So when you're talking about dressing, you're talking about things like wearing helmets and being forced to wear helmets and that sort of thing?
No, I'm talking about just being yourself.
Just being yourself. Okay, so we're talking about you being pulled over for what you're wearing and how you look and the patch on your back and that sort of thing. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Sad.
It is sad. And it doesn't matter if you're 1%er or 99%er or a family club or riding club. If you have that logo on your back, like you said, it could be the Detroit Pistons. They see a logo on your back, and it's crazy.
You have a right to live in this world your way. You pay your taxes. You feed your children. You're a good citizen. You ride your motorcycle. You wear the gear you like to wear. And you're attacked? Who are you going to jump on next? Who are we going to go after next and just start telling them you can't do that because we don't appreciate the way you're doing it? Well, who the hell are they to tell you what to do?
Well, whatever the subversive group will be.
Exactly.
And that's what was so troubling about the Mongols case. Because, you can use a club like the Mongols, and that could be a club everybody loves to hate. But what happens when you're done with the Mongols? Mm-hmm. And it's the Boy Scout MC, or the
Girl Scouts now,
or the Angel MCs over there. But I have found in my own motorcycle club that people don't draw a distinction between 1% and 99%.
No.
So we have been in neighborhoods where the police officers just decided they didn't want our club.
Right.
in the neighborhood, and they're going to start hassling, harassing us. So that's one of the reasons I was so concerned with what was going on with the Mongols, is because if they were able to take their cuts and do all this stuff to them, to me, it's just a big slippery slope that can just catch us all up, you know. So whether it was an easy club to hate or dislike or whatever the case may be, you still had to stand up and say, no, you guys don't get to do that to them, because to me, we were all exposed. What do you think about that?
Well, honestly, now I'm a little older than a lot of the guys around I hang with. As you become more older, or I don't know, adulthood, whatever, you learn to respect things and say things and do things differently than if you were younger and young and dumb and full of, you know what I'm saying? It's
baby makers.
Right on, man. You know, it's like there's respect in this world. I don't think there's a person in the world that would care how you are as long as you're respectful. But I expect that back. And the older I get, the least, you know, I want to be harassed. I don't like being stopped at a traffic citation. I might have a damn heart attack. You know what I'm saying? My heart's going 100 miles an hour. So why is it I can't enjoy myself in this world? Who's to tell me? I don't understand why these Leos think that they can tell me how to survive. What are you gonna pay my bills? All they want to do is take your money,
and a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not a problem.
Right. So I think it's interesting. Now, check this out. I just saw an article the other day that what's that car called? The car that drives itself. The Tesla. Yeah, the Tesla. I saw an article and a video the other day. It's sent to me by Dibber from Dibber in the Wind. And you guys got to check out his channel, Dibber in the Wind. He's the European expert on motorcycles, motorcycle clubs, and motorcycle club protocol. And this guy here in America who was writing for a European magazine, I guess it was, or a European website, had his Tesla. And my God, those things are nice. And he was testing his Tesla to see if it would, in the automatic driver's mode, see a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
And it didn't see the motorcycle. I think this is about a year old. But it never really did distinguish out a motorcycle, especially the motorcycles that were passing in California. He was in California, and the motorcycles were passing in the, on the center line, which we call white lining or lane splitting,
right.
And they call that filtering in Europe. So would that be something you guys
Absolutely.
would be?
I could tell you right now, Dragon, what's going on is there's an article in here that talks about autonomous vehicles will protect the driver. So if there was a car to hit or a motorcycle to hit, it will hit the smallest object first. And that's an actual fact by BMW that put out, and they're trying to rectify it. So in other words, if that's going down the road and a collision is going to happen with another vehicle and it has to swerve to get out of the way to hit a motorcycle, it will.
It's going to do what's mathematically appropriate.
Thank you.
For the driver.
That's right.
So it's the artificial intelligence is designed to protect itself.
Right.
So we're going to survive this and the hell with everybody else
That's
out
right.
there. Wow. That's amazing. Oh, that
It's
really
sad.
sucks. That really sucks. And so we don't need cars driving. And, here's the bad part. Somebody's got to die to make this stuff work. And this is what I mean.
And they're doing it.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Because, they had this stuff in the car, and a guy, he fell asleep or something, and his Tesla killed him, and they realized it was the reflection off the truck. The Tesla didn't know how to interact with that. So they fixed that software, but the guy died. And now we got this airplane that's flying, this M8, and they realize there's some software glitches with it. It's outflying the pilots. So instead of taking that damn thing off the market, one set of people crashes and kills everybody on the airplane, and still instead of fixing it, another set of people have to crash and die, and 159 people have to die before they get the software fixed. And they still wouldn't take the thing off the market.
Right.
Until Canada finally said, we ain't flying that. All of Asia, all of Europe finally said it, and then in the end, America said it. Because we're just so money hungry. And I hate to see that money hungriness put how many bikers are going to have to die on the road before they fix these software glitches.
Right.
Because they're not going to take these cars off the road. I mean, just this guy riding in his car doing his test should have been enough for the Federal Safety Transportation Board to pull all Teslas off the road right now that have that in it.
Well,
but it won't happen.
But I can tell you this. Now, I've been around a little bit. And I'll be honest with you. My first Ford Escort that I bought in 1983, 84, I had a deuce and a quarter. Right? Electra 225.
Electra 225.
She was beautiful.
That's a Buick, right? That's a Buick.
Buick
yeah.
Electra. That thing was so pretty.
A deuce and a quarter, we called them in the neighborhood.
That's what I had. All right, that sucker had a couch in the back.
Yes, sir.
And I could shoot down the road like anybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
And gas was only 25 cents a gallon.
Yes, sir.
It didn't matter how far I went, what I did. I could fill that tank up at $5. Well, the wife got a job as a registered nurse, so we got to buy another car. The cheapest one that was on the market was a Ford Escort. Now, that would fit in the trunk of that deuce.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got in that car and tried to drive it, was scared to death. You're like in a soup can.
Right.
With wheels.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't working for me. So I like them big autos. And now you want to go to autonomous vehicles and let it drive itself? I don't think I could do it. I can't sit there and let it drive for me.
They pulled a guy over in California that was asleep.
Imagine that.
Yeah, he just said, you know what? Get me home.
Put it on cruise control and just go, right?
Yeah, just take me home.
We had 3 incidences on our way here from Missouri where one truck driver, I know this is funny because my wife's almost like a saint, man. I swear to God she is. She don't never swear. She don't never do nothing. She's a nurse.
But she married the bad boy, though.
Well, you can't have without it, right? You got to have a good mix.
Right.
So we're driving down the road, and I said, the truck driver swerved over. Sure as heck, he was on his phone, right? And he swerved over on 60. He come over like that. Man, I saw him, so I hit the brakes, and he got back over. I said, Niecy, when I get up by him, you have to give him the finger. I don't care. You reach out that window, let him have it. Man, my old lady jumped up, got in the front like this here, put a window down, and she gave him the finger, and I started laughing. I'm like, go, girl. Let him have it.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten, it's rotten being distracted driving.
Right.
It's scary.
Okay, so I think we got a good idea about what Abate is and what it does, and so to join Abate, what do you have to do?
Oh, it's nothing. You just fill out a form, put your address down. Would you like to get the magazine monthly, which I have a copy of right here, which I've read to you. The stuff is called The Rider. Most places have them in their states. And here it is right here. It's a membership application. You just fill it out, and use $20 a year. You get $3,500 worth of accidental death. You don't even have to own a motorcycle. You don't have to be killed on a motorcycle. You could be in your car, accident at work. If it's accidental, you get paid as soon as they get a death certificate.
I'd like to think all death is accidental, but okay.
Well, yeah. And you have access to an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great group of guys in our organization, and one of our stars is our secretary, Eric Eads, who listens to your program quite regularly. So I thought I'd give him a shout out.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in and listening.
And just being part of it.
I said that down to the computer. Hey, what's up, Eric? Thanks for tuning in and listening. I'm doing the podcast at the same time, so I was talking to the. What's up, Eric, man?
There you go.
All right.
And you have a lot of followers now. Ever since we started hooking up with you guys, we enjoyed all the issues you bring up. It brings to light things that gives us something to talk about and spread the word. And it couldn't be any more relaxing, actually, to be able to communicate with other bikers about issues. And like I said, I go to many RC clubs, and they're just the greatest guys in the world. There, a lot of them, you wouldn't believe how many of them go from Abate. They want to be part of something. They join a club.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. And they're still members of Abate, and their presidents are part of Abate. We have sustaining members in the MRF that Jinx works on, and he's our MRF representative in the state of Michigan, because they have one in each state. So to put it out there to preserve motorcycle rights, man, you got the best backing you could ever ask for.
Outstanding. Now, can they go to a website?
Yes, www.abate-of-michigan.org, or in their local state.
Abate of whatever your state is.
Abate of your state. They know
.org.
Right.
So they have Abate in Hawaii, too?
I don't have my MRF magazine with me because in the MRF, it'll have where the abate members are. Because, like I said, we're abate and MRF are the same.
Okay.
But they call it the MRF.
Okay.
Just like the Confederation of Clubs, they're members in
Okay.
our state of Michigan. The COC are members of abate.
Okay.
Little John and Russell from the Scorpions, he's huge. He's Oakland County chapter president. And they're all want to help.
Okay.
Your monies is what help us to go. We have a lobbyist we pay every year in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
It costs us roughly, $45,000 a year to keep him on hand. And we put on events like our field meet coming up here, which you'll be at.
Right.
And stuff like that, raising funds, and let's do it, man.
Okay. Hey, Rosie, where's that music coming from? Is that outside? Tell whoever that is to kill that music. Okay. We're going to cut that out. Okay. So let's talk about the now that we're there. Let's talk about the Wolverine thing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Our field meet is going to be a total blast. I mean,
so what's the field meet for?
Raising funds and camaraderie.
Okay. So who's going to be there?
Abate members.
Mm-hmm.
Black Dragon.
I'm going to be there.
Insane Throttle.
Insane Throttle. Hollywood. James Massacari is going to be there.
James is going to be there. He's coming out of Chicago.
Yes.
And we got Thunder Road Magazine.
Okay.
Jody, she's going to be there. And I don't think we have the MRF possibly coming. So Tiffany, who is the MRF representative in Washington, D.C. So that's pretty much, that's it.
So it's going to be some folks there. We're going to be at a campground. What campground we're going to be at?
Wolverine.
Wolverine Campground in Wolverine, Michigan.
Yeah.
And so what date is that? What date is
that? That
is
be? June 7th, 8th, and 9th. We got, let's see here. We got, just before that, we'll have our Freedom Rally, June the 5th, which will be on the steps. Let's see, there's my article that I write all the time, every year.
Don't run past that. What article do you write?
Right there.
You write Abate of Michigan awareness for the Abate Michigan magazine. So
right.
you have a column in there.
Yes.
Okay.
And Thunder Road.
And Thunder Road.
And We Ride Michigan.
And We Ride Michigan. So if you guys want to follow his writings, those are the places.
See, we have our Freedom Rally. Will be on the steps of Lansing. That's our state capital. And that'll be on the, what is that right here, June 5th?
June 5th.
Yep.
So what is the, what is the,
right here.
So, camping, music, and games, Sturgeon Valley Campground.
Okay.
That's not the...
Well, it's in Wolverine.
Okay, so we're going to be at the Sturgeon Valley Campground.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to...
We're going to be at the Sturgeon Valley Campground in Wolverine at 15247 Trowbridge Road, Trowbridge.
In Wolverine, Michigan.
In Wolverine, Michigan.
Right on.
Advanced ticket prices available through May 30th are $15 per person, $25 per couple. May 31st at the gate. Wait a minute. What is May 31st? Oh, May comes before June.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I'm the one that's supposed to be there, Dragon. You've been doing this for a while.
May 31st at the gate.
Right.
$25 per person. So that's not making any sense to me, though. Advanced ticket. Oh, available. I guess you can go to
in advance.
You can go to the gate.
Right.
Starting May 31st and get your tickets for $25 per person. I need to write this stuff for you guys. All right.
Yeah, I'm keeping it here.
Abate members only. You may join at the event. So when you go there, you're going to become an Abate member.
Yes.
So this is designed to get Abate members and have Abate members come together, but it's also designed for you to get an Abate membership. And they want you to get an Abate membership. I'm just filling in right now. Man. They want you to get an Abate membership because Abate helps us and the Motorcycle Rights Foundation, which is also Abate. And so they want those memberships. They need those $20. They need the support. They need the memberships. So they're having this great, big, huge party. And from this party, we're going to have fun, camping, music, and games. And they want you to join Abate. Damn it.
Man, did anybody ever tell you you're smart?
I'm just trying to keep hope alive.
You're doing good, man.
That's all we have.
You're better than me.
So they have ticket contact information here at 269-435-2058. 269-435-2058. This is going to be the 42nd annual Abate of Michigan 2019 field meet.
Acres there.
There's 110 acres. This thing looks huge.
Yeah.
They only got a few cottages there. You're going to need to bring your stuff.
Tent.
They have some hookups here.
Oh, yeah.
No children, please.
Yeah,
no children?
No children.
Really?
You got to be 18 or more.
At a campground? What are we going to be doing? They're going to be strippers? Or?
There might be.
Oh, hell. This is an adult thing. Well, it's got Hollywood.
We don't have, let's be straight. We don't have strippers, but we might have a wet T-shirt.
Okay, well, right. That's strippers. So, okay, this is an adult thing. So
yes.
Leave the Rugrats at home.
Yes, sir.
Hollywood Massacre is going to be there, so you know it's going to be an adult. It's going to be all pets must be on a leash at all times. Okay? Mm-hmm. So there's no free run for your, but you can bring your, a lot of these things you can't bring your pet. So at least you can, so bring your RV, bring your tent, bring your camping stuff.
Yep.
I'm looking at this. They don't really have a whole lot of cottages and stuff. So if you want you better try to get you one now. And there's also a hotel about 15
not far.
15 minutes away from there. Yeah. So this is going to be out in the woods of Michigan, baby. In the summer, it's going to be good. It's going to be like Woodstock or something.
That's right.
People are walking around, moving around.
Do your thing.
A river flows through it. Okay, so a river flows through this thing, and you know, a buck of beer.
Yes, sir. 16 ounces.
A buck of beer.
16 ounces.
There you go. So yeah, he wouldn't tell us all that. This is all on this thing
here. How am I
here.
Supposed to remember all that?
Now we know what it does, and we know exactly what we're going to be doing there. We're going to be driving membership. We're going to be having a good, fun time. Abate of Michigan. June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Black Dragon will be riding up there, coming from Atlanta. So if you guys want to hook up with me to roll, let me know at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. There's 2 B's in Sabbath. Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. Also, Hollywood James Masakari will be going from Chicago.
Heading north.
I'm doing this.
Yeah. He's going up north through Wisconsin.
He's heading north.
And they go through the UP, and they're coming back down through the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge.
What is the UP?
Upper Peninsula.
Ah.
You know, there's 2 parts to that mitt, right? It's right like this. You didn't know.
I knew that. So there's 2 parts to the UP. Upper and lower.
Yes.
Come on.
5 mile bridge. So that the Mackinac Bridge is, if you're going to come over the bridge and you're coming that way, don't look down.
Is it the one with the holes?
We're graded.
Where you can look into the ocean?
Yes. That's 450 feet down. So.
That's absolute BS.
Yeah. Trust me. I can't do it.
And if you've ever ridden a motorcycle on that.
Oh, it's going like that.
You're doing this, and you're looking down, and if you fall, you're going to be all graded up.
No.
And then you're looking down like you can't drop your pencil. You can't, if you dropped your cell phone, you don't get to go back and get it.
Have a nice day.
It's gone. And you're, I don't know, if you've never driven across those bridges, and then as soon as you get this, and don't let it be wet.
Oh, good Lord. You might get lucky and stay in a cement park, but I swear to goodness, every time you come across that bridge, there's maintenance, and they're blocking it. So just get ready. You're going to be.
I was on one of those in Oakland, in the Oakland area.
It's scary.
I when I looked down and saw the ocean, I almost lost my.
I ain't looking down.
And I was like, "Is that ocean down there?"
No, that's 450 feet down. Yeah.
I don't need that bridge, man.
No, sir.
I don't need that in my. Are you going to ride across that bridge?
I have several times.
Oh, hell no.
See, there's right there. I was going to show you. There's a picture here of Michigan with that shows you.
Hell no. I don't need it.
But you know, if I could.
Hollywood and those guys. I don't have to go that way.
Well, you don't. No, if you cut it, like you said, when Jeff was talking to you about the way your route, take 23.
Okay.
23 runs right straight back up into 75, and the campground is right off of I-75. So where is that picture?
So we're going to have fun. It's a ride. We're going to have a blast.
See how that Michigan's here? Here's the other part. And there's Wisconsin right here.
Oh, Michigan is a 2-piece state.
Yeah.
It's got a little peninsula thing on it.
Yes.
It's
absolutely wooded. It's gorgeous up there.
I never knew that. I just didn't know that it had a little peninsula on it, surrounded by all them.
This is all Lake Michigan over here. Lake Huron's right here. Here's Lake Erie down here. There's Lake Erie. Here's Lake Huron. So
where's Chicago?
Over here.
Be
about right here.
Great Mistakes, Chicago is where I went to boot camp.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, it's been a good almost an hour, 49 minutes that we've been chatting here.
Don't seem like it.
Yeah, time flies.
See what happens when you're having fun?
Yeah, unless you're out there trying to watch it, then you take too long, Black Dragon.
Well, I thought we covered a lot of good issues.
We did.
And if I could just elaborate a little bit how much just having this available to all you bikers out there, appreciate it, because we all ain't going to be around forever. And if you get the chance to call in with your issues and do something, the Black Dragon's all over it. Him and Hollywood have been busting their butts, keeping us all aware of things. And that's, God bless them. That's all I can say, because I am a minister, through the Life Universal Church. And there's times when I do get upset about things that happen with the motorcycle world. And by having this experience and this out there, we're all very lucky to have them. So please support them.
Certainly appreciate that. So look here, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos podcast that you can get on Spreaker.com and all these other things. Tune in, iTunes, and Podbeam, all that. Wherever you're getting your podcast, you can probably get us. And we want you to tune in and listen to us. We're trying to have 2 shows a week. I don't always do that, but we're trying to get on schedule, which are Monday and Friday. We're trying to have these 2 shows a week, although we're doing this one on Saturday. And also, we thank you for tuning in to Black Dragon Biker TV and Black Dragon Biker News Network, Biker News you can trust. You can go to our website, which is a biker news magazine, which is HarleyLiberty.com. We actually have their flyer up on our website at HarleyLiberty.com, where we have all the kind of stories you want to know about the biker world, especially when it comes to motorcycle clubs. Also, our new channel, Think Tactical, is for biker preppers, and Think Tactical is to keep us alive and protecting our families. And all we're talking about is cool stuff like knife fighting, karate, prepping, guns, all that good stuff, and first aid, and everything it takes to be a good survivalist if times happen to go bad. Tiat wakwi, as we say. Also, we have ThinkTacticalNews.com, where we have prepper news and all kinds of stuff, home invasions, all kinds of, we're looking at all that and how to be good, in our podcast, which is Think Tactical, that you can get on Spreaker and Google Play right now. So that's all the things that we're doing. My books, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, and the Sergeant at Arms Bible and the Public Motorcycle Club Public Relations Officers Bible are all available to you on Amazon and Kindle. And that's about it. Let us know what you think about this video down in the comments below. Let us know what you think, how you feel, how you like the interview. Hope that didn't make too much noise. How you like the interview, and we want you to join Abate, because Abate is for us. So abate-of-michigan.com or abate of whatever your state is.com will get you the opportunity to join Abate, and it's what, $20 a year?
That's it.
Something like that. Yep. $20 a year.
$3,500. Accidental death, man.
$3,500 that your family, you won't get it, but
no, you'll know how hard things get when you go. Right?
Your family will get it. So leave them $3,500 in accidental death coverage. Every $3,500 helps.
Yes,
can't hurt.
Anybody out there that wants to try to put these on your local police cars or fire trucks or whatever, so everybody can see them, or even on your own vehicle, I can help you get some. So we're always doing everything we can to save lives. And John, one thing, if the way things work with these young kids, if you're listening to this podcast, you're going to get your driver's license pretty soon. In your local area, ask if they have an Abate area where they could come in and teach you the part about motorcycle awareness. Because in the state of Michigan, it's law. They have to have 2 hours of training in motorcycle safety and awareness. So,
yeah, okay, 2 hours of training. It's a law. All right, so that's it. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And over here, one of these places, I got to learn how to do this, but over here will be the next video I want you to watch. And down here will be a video that YouTube has for you. And I have another video. I don't know what it is yet, but I do have another video. I didn't think about it before I did this, but I will have another video for you that will relate kind of to this. So it'll be a good video for you to watch. And the other one will be one that YouTube thinks is best for you. All right. That's my 2 cents and his 2 cents. Thanks for tuning in, and work very hard to get skinny.
God bless.